By the way, the monthly meeting of the Winston-Salem sister cities. I'm Dave Van Pelt, the chairman of the group, and I wanted to welcome everybody. This evening we have Miss Wendy Zhang, who represents our Chinese contingent. Dr. Lei Zhang is on with us. Michael Robertson is on with us, and Mr. Olu Brown, and we're waiting on Mr. Hunter and possibly Katya Gittard, who will be representing Moldova. Michael, could you kind of give us just a brief deal on the financial report, if you would?
Sure. This is as of September 30th. This is the latest statement that I've received. In savings, we have $60.12. In our checking account, we have $288.05 for a total of $348.17. We have earned a dividend of 5 cents this year on the savings account.
So one thing, and I'm glad we're recording this. One thing we need to desperately look at, we're a 501c3. We're all volunteers. No one gets paid to do any jobs here. We need to find. Hang on, let me get rid of that. We need to find some way of gaining some extra funds, either through a fundraiser or donations from different companies or people, donations from ourselves, whatever it takes. We need to build up a reserve of probably somewhere around $2,500, so that when someone comes to visit, or we have a situation where a dignitary comes in from one of our sister city countries, that we're able to take them to dinner or do whatever we can to make them feel welcome. So Mike, what I would ask you, if you would, maybe for the next meeting, if you could see if you could come up with maybe 2 or 3 different ideas that we might look at, so that we can find ways to get more money in the kitty, if you will. If anybody's listening to us, Winston-Salem sister cities, by golly, we'd take all donations. But yeah, that's what we use the money for. We don't pay ourselves or anything. We try to take care of any visitors from the different countries when they visit Winston-Salem. I was hoping that Katya would be here. I see somebody else joined us. Was that Mr. Hunter by any chance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you, sir. Anyways, I was hoping Katya would be here tonight. Katya Gittard, her and her husband, they represent Ungani, Moldova, which is a sister city of ours and has been for quite some time. She sent us an email, and I'll just kind of paraphrase or read it from here, that I think it's on November the 14th, which is really only a couple of weeks from now. The United States State Department has a program called the ALEX program. And they're going to have one of the students, of the students that are coming here, to visit Winston-Salem. One of those students comes from our sister city, Ungani, Moldova. And I was hoping that we could have had Katya here this evening, so that we could have found out more information on their visitation. I know that she's spoken with Mayor Alan Joines already, and when they're here on November 14th, looks like she's got a set up meeting with Mayor Joynes so that they can visit with the mayor and find out a little bit more about the city. What we are looking for, this is going to be on the 14th between 10 and 11:30 in the morning. I think, what day of the week is the 14th on? Does anybody know?
Monday.
It's a Monday? Okay. I was just curious if we can do some searching in the meantime and see if maybe there's at least one or two or maybe three of our group besides Katya that could meet with the students and also meet with the one student from Moldova. That would really be nice. That would be a great way to set this set this meeting off.
Dave, if you tell her I can meet on that day at that time.
Okay. Well, what we can do is get a bunch of volunteers and then send her an email, and then we can have her set up the meeting and how we want to handle it. That should not be a problem at all.
Yeah, Dave, I think I also can make it because Monday morning I have a class start from 8 o'clock, but I can finish class 9:15. So after 9:15 to 3 p.m., I'm free. Okay.
Beautiful. Oh my God, that'd be great. What we'll do is I'll have Wendy, if she will, send an email out to Katya and tell her we have at least two folks that can be there. Depending on my situation at work, if I can get away, if the doctor will release me, I'd be more than happy to meet as well. Let me ask, did anybody, Michael or anybody, I don't think Taryn is here this evening. Did anybody have any meeting notes from the last time we met? Michael, anybody?
I gave him access to that, to the recording, and he was going to work on that.
Okay. All right. Good. Now, let me move on. Is there any old business before we go any further that we need to talk about? Anything that
Dave, I have a question. Yeah, about meeting with the student. So is that a two different meeting? So they're going to meet with us, just the Winston-Salem sister city,
right?
Or we join the meeting with the Mayor Ellen Jones?
I'm not sure. We may want to talk with Katya and see how she wants to handle that. She may want to bring them over to the store over there. You know, our headquarters store. That would be very nice for them to see.
Then who got the key of the?
I have a key.
You have the key. Okay.
Michael has one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but when was the last time? Has anyone been in there lately? I mean, do we need to?
We had a visitation from some folks from Moldova, and Katya and her husband went in there, and I went in after that, and my God, they did a job on cleaning and setting the office up over there. It's phenomenal. It really is. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So that would be very, very nice for them to see. I think it'd be great if we could, she says in here about if somebody in the office would be available to meet with the student group. And I don't know how many students we can ask Katya. Maybe if there's some way we can take them to lunch or whatever, do something like that. But yeah, we can check on that. That's not a problem at all. Anything else on that, Wendy?
Dave, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Dave, James Honda here. Are you suggesting they take the student going to the office? Would that be just to show them the office, or we're just going to go there and have a meeting with them and that's it? If you're suggesting having a lunch with them, then maybe, yes, they need to maybe see the physical office of the of the sister city. But then thereafter, there could be where the opportunity to go for this luncheon, whatever you're talking about.
Well, I think what we'll do is, in answering you on that, I think what we'll do is to ask Katia, because she's spearheading the whole thing.
Okay.
Ask her how she'd like to see it happen.
Yeah.
And then we can just do it from there. I think right now she's wanting us to meet with them. But, if she wants to, we can maybe do a couple other things. But I would leave that up to her because she's the go-between between Winston-Salem, sister cities, and the State Department with their Alex program. So yeah, we can bring that up to her and see what she would like to do. So we can do that. We can do that by email way before. In fact, we'll probably,
she's not on tonight?
no, she was going to try to make it.
I
But,
see.
I don't think she could make it. Yeah.
I see.
Anything more on the students arriving?
With the visiting with the mayor, if there's no limitation on that delegation, I think I can make it. That's on the 14th from 10 to 11:30. I understand.
Okay, good. Well, we'll get a list of people, send them to Katia, and then let Katia decide, what's the best way to handle it from there. Okay.
Okay, you may include my name.
Pardon me?
I said you can include my name if.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. Now, the main thing for this evening, wow, we got a lot going on. And I've got Mr. Hunter and Mr. Olu Brown here. So I'm just going to kind of lightly go over this and then turn it over to those folks and then jump in and out. I was at a meeting, good Lord, I guess we had about 7 or 8 or 9 different members, including one gentleman who is on the board of directors for Sister Cities International. And what it boils down to is Winston-Salem and Liberia. They're going to have the Africa Historic Marker 3rd anniversary. That'll be on February 2024, February 22 to 24th. I'm sorry, I'm backwards. Yes. When's that going to be, the 3rd anniversary? What date? James?
Oh, I'm sorry.
When's the date for the Liberian
It's
sale?
next year.
That's next year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
All right.
actually looking at September, October, but we got time to talk about that. Yeah, but it's next year.
Okay, good. What I'd like to do is have Olu Brown come in first, and then James, and talk about this meeting that we had this last Friday with bringing Liberia, Buchanan City, Liberia, our sister city, and the folks in Buchanan City together to make our cities to be able to work together and create some really, really, really good projects. Olu, would you kind of give the overview of that meeting, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. We have had a series of meetings with Sister City International, the head being Dr. Ford and others, and including the Sister City chairperson from Buchanan, Liberia. That is in the personality of Murphy Jackson, Bishop Murphy Jackson. And also on this meeting has been the mayor at times from the Buchanan City. And some of the discussions that we've held, it's been a series of meetings. I think this is meeting number 6 that was held last Friday. and what the discussion has been around, equipping the hospitals, reading programs for young people. And Dave was on the meeting. He alluded to the chess program that the Winston-Salem Sister City has held before, and try to galvanize a student in reading around there where they can actually share and interact with one another, kind of make it an interactive program. And also farming was another thing that was stated in our meeting. And so we, as Winston-Salem Sister City, want to try to get involved. And in fact, we are involved to see how we can further these programs that we can share with the Sister City Buchanan in Liberia. And also, we also talk about, in part, what can they too share with Winston-Salem, because it's a give and take. We know that in some areas that we are stronger, and but of course, there's some exchange can be made one way or another culturally. Something of sort can be shared. Also, we talk about the possibility of, I think, some emergency personnel equipment like, fire or, something to help them in the Buchanan Sister City area. So those are some of the things that we've been talking about. And of course, Dr. Ford is in Texas, and he has put this team together that we can all work together. There's so many people from different walks of life. You have folks that are going to be heading institutions. You have folks that are coordinator in different countries. You have people that are farmers that are actually forming some kind of farming coalition to be able to share crops and do different things. There's so many things going on. So this is a great opportunity for Winston-Salem Sister City to find a space that we can operate and be a part of. Of course, as you know, Buchanan is our sister city, so it's only right that we be a part of it. So, and then after such a program like this, it can kind of create a roadmap for Winston-Salem Sister City to be able to reach other sister cities that we have in our network, that we can kind of expand some of these same programs to once we see how things are working out. So that is the overview of it. There are more meetings to come. The meeting is being held every Friday, 10 o'clock Central and 11 o'clock Eastern. And you all are, I would say, welcome, to be a listening ear and, be able to give more input to the Sister City meeting, international meeting. And maybe we can learn something from it that Winston-Salem Sister City can kind of forge ahead with other sister cities in our network. So that's it. Thank you.
By the way, it's every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, every 2 weeks. It used to be every week, but every 2 weeks. You're right. Thank you.
Mr. Hunter.
Yeah, I believe Mr. Olubron had actually just given the complete overview of everything, and just sum it up. Yeah, but that was the only thing I wanted to touch on the schedule. And David just said, yeah, it is every 2 weeks. But like Olu said, we started with weekly, and then it's every 2 weeks now. But just to underscore Olu's comment, this is something that Winston-Salem Sister City can benefit a lot from. And Dr. Ford is very much experienced in the area, and being the head of the international board, and he has been really reaching out, try to do the best he can. And I'm sure we can also benefit from his experience and that of others that have been coming on board. And I would really encourage that as well.
Thank you, James. It's funny, and I said this at the meeting too. I said probably the only downfall I find sometimes is you can walk down the street and say to the first 10 people, what do you think about our relationship with China and with sister cities? What about our relationship with Moldova or Buchanan City? And nobody knows what we're talking about. And we need more exposure, I guess is the best way to put it. When I spoke at this meeting, all of a sudden, I don't know how to explain it other than I thought, oh my God, there's so much we can do. We have a lot to give in Winston-Salem. And I brought up some ideas. Now, I didn't want to do anything or contact anybody yet until I got more feedback from you folks. One example is they were trying to put together between the both sides, to put together a reading program for adults to help adults to read and, of course, read better. But I said, well, why don't we do this with kids? Why don't we do it with students? I mean, because that's the people that are going to be in charge of the entire world in the next 10, 15, 20 years. So if we can help them today to be able to read books, example, maybe have a contest during the summer months. The person that can verify and read the most amount of books during the summer months gets, I don't know, a $50 gift certificate, or gets $50 or $100 or whatever. And one of the other things, in fact, when I was doing that, I want to get a hold of Ruben Gonzalez because he writes novels, plus he's very strong in the book program here in Winston-Salem. And then when we were thinking about that, somebody mentioned, I think Ola mentioned about medical. And I thought, boy, we need to talk to Dr. Molnar, Dr. Joe Molnar, over at Baptist Medical Center. When we first put our program together with Yangpu District and China, Dr. Molnar was extremely, I would say probably the best contact between him, Dr. Lei Zhang, and Lei Zhang's counterparts in China. We put together a great program helping medicine in China and medicine here in Winston-Salem. And now with Atrium being involved, I mean, this is a great way we can put Buchanan City and Winston-Salem together, and using the medical from Atrium and from Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center. So I wanted to get a hold of them. And we, when I say we, I mean Winston-Salem cities, we helped sponsor the first online chess tournament. And the program behind it was that if let's say Buchanan City is playing against China or Grand Bahamas or wherever, you make a move today, you have 48 hours to make that move back. And the kids are playing against each other all around the world. It was so good that we got a tremendous write-up in Sister Cities International. They thought it was an unbelievable concept. We had the kids come over from Grand Bahamas and Freeport, I should say, and they came over and they attended the state tournament for chess here in Winston-Salem. They played against one of the high schools here. And from here, they went on, and this same group of kids have been in Chicago, New York, LA, you name it. And they've been so good that they beat everybody in all these cities. And we had a picture, I wish we had it with us this evening, of one young man who was probably maybe 3.5 foot, 4 foot high, and he beat everybody in New York City. and the trophy that they gave him was about 4.5 feet high. In other words, what I'm saying is the trophy was bigger than he was, and I mean, it was phenomenal. So I want to talk to Coach Sorsby, because in our meeting, it came up that the kids in Buchanan City love chess. And that's another way to make that connection, to bring people together. All we're really doing is people to people, culture to culture. We're trying to, regardless of what the world's going on or what's happening in the world today, doesn't matter. What we're trying to do is go across those borders, bring the kids together, show them different things in life that you could be proud of. We had one gentleman, we also have a sister city in Kumasi, Ghana. And we had one gentleman that won the international award for a painting that he did. That's throughout the entire world. He came in #1 in international painting. Dr. Okokapa from Kumasi, Ghana, he went over there, and the young man won $1,000. And they had a meeting of all the students in the school, and Dr. Ed stood in front of everyone and counted out $100 bills to this young man. And I mean, he said that this young man was standing there with tears in his eyes, and everybody in the audience it was phenomenal. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, because of Sister Cities International, went there and gave this young man $1,000. I think he was 14 or 15 or 16 at that time. I mean, you can only imagine what that did for him. So what I was thinking in talking to the meeting with Buchanan City was that we could go and talk with Ruben about reading. We could talk to Dr. Molnar about medicine. We could talk to Coach Sorsby and Freeport about putting together chess tournaments with the kids in Buchanan City and the kids here and the kids in Freeport and the Bahamas. I mean, Ed, we're talking about something that's just phenomenal, beyond anything you could dream about. Now, this is what we can do. If we, Dr. Lei Zhang is here tonight. He's from Yangpu District, Shanghai. He's over at Winston-Salem State University, which brought up the other thing we want to look at for this relationship between Buchanan City here and Buchanan City there. We need to tie in to a college. This is a perfect, I think Dr. Hunter said it, this is perfect for Winston-Salem State University. If we can set up an International Education Week event at Winston-Salem State, have an entire week dedicated to international education. Nowadays it's not, you go to school in your little town and that's it. I mean, kids are talking back and forth. A few years ago, we sent a group of kids from Parkland High School to Yangpu District, Shanghai, China. They all went out and had dinner together. And when they sat down, the sponsors that were there, the chaperones, were talking about, they got to talking, well, what do you think of Michael Jackson? What do you think of this? What kind of music do you listen to? And within about 10 minutes, they were like they've known each other forever. And I think when you think of Winston-Salem and you think of sister cities and this one project of bringing Buchanan City and Buchanan City here together, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's beyond anything you could ever dream of. Sorry I got off on a tangent, but I'm so pumped up about this. And if this group, our group of Winston-Salem Sister Cities, wants to move forward with that, I'll be more than happy to make the phone calls, get everybody involved, and even talk to the Secretary of State, Elaine Marshall, about how we can put it together from the state of North Carolina. Sorry, if I missed anything, Olu or James, I mean, you know me, I got so fired up that last meeting, I never shut up.
No, you said it right. I just got a question. The number 4 item, International Education Week event at WSSU. What would that look like if that's what we want to do?
Well, I think that's a thing where.
Let me explain this.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So, International Education Week event at WSSU currently is organized by my Department of World Language and Culture. So the scheduled time is November 15 from 12 to 3:30. So basically that event, currently this one-day event, is used to celebrate the international education. It's open to the public, so everyone is welcomed. At the same time, I also invite people, if you want like present your culture and be engaged as part of the event, I'm happy to include in my agenda. Currently, from 12 to 2 is a period of time, include cultural activity, cultural performance, and the student like a Kahoot cultural knowledge, and we also have a taste of the world, some food, not allowed, but student at least get the sample of like Asian food, African food, European food, you know, those kind of things. And from 2 to 3:30, and I invited 2 speakers come to talk to students about multilingualism, being the act to service community. Then other people talk about what his language skill, the guy who speaks Chinese, to cultivate the North American and Great China market. So it's kind of related to students' education, how foreign language shape their career, their source, and their life. So that's pretty much the logistic of that. What I'm saying that, yeah, in the past, Winston-Salem Sister City, as one of the sponsor, give like $100 or $200 to, we can buy some snacks for students, and based on Michael's financial report now, I don't want to ask money for for the help out, but basically you can say that this education, the purpose is engage the campus and to educate the student, also like present your culture, the diversity, celebrate diversity of culture. I invite you guys, if you know some phenomenal performer, and please introduce, but we do not have money to pay for that. It's basically just like a culture show. I can put into agenda, introduce the performers, yeah, you know, to let the student understand where this kind of a culture coming from. Yeah.
What date is this again?
November 15, that's Tuesday. And I'm not sure if the student, Moldova student group is still here. If they're still here, I'm more than happy to invite them to come to my campus to join the event as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So before we go on, what we're looking at is and we can put this down in writing, and we'll have our Secretary Taryn. Number one, we're looking at situations where we can raise money. Number two, if the group would like to get involved. Well, number two, we're going to send representatives to meet with the students from Moldova. Number three, we're going to put together a possibility of different programs we can bring to the Salem and Liberia program with Sister Cities International in medical, reading, chess, maybe some other areas as well. Oh, you mentioned food and farming. There's a gentleman that used to be in Sister Cities from Vietnam. His wife has started a organic farm out towards Thomasville, if I'm not mistaken. And she has grown to such a name around this farm. I mean, it's phenomenal what she's doing. Be wonderful to have, if she would love to have her, be on Zoom or whatever to meet with some other people. Now we're also talking about the International Education Week. Now the Sister Cities International African Summit, that's next year, 20 through 24. Is that in Cape Town? I think I saw in South Africa.
Yes, that's right. It's in Cape Town. And you want me to talk about that a little?
Could you a little bit?
Sure. So the theme of the summit is,
Folks, may I interject? I think Miss what's her name? Is that Miss Wayne? Miss Wayne?
Yes, you can call me Miss Well, Miss Xiong, doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, Miss Wayne. I think let's go back to Miss Wayne presentation. Let us go in order here. I think what she's requesting, I'm not aware if Sister City is already sponsoring this event. And thank you, Miss Wayne, for recognizing from the financial report that it may be hard for Sister City to sponsor, but I think we should. And I think it's a very good cause, and to have a week of educational activities, especially international, I think that's great. It's great for Sister City Winston-Salem because it's promotional, and I have been talking about this to Dave and others, and I think we should kind of capitalize on this. It's good for the Sister City. It's promotional because we need to make our base known and understand and make our presence relevant in the community. And the only way to do that, for Sister City to effectively do that, is through this kind of effort. So I think I'd like to make a motion, if we are not already taking part in this, and I understand we haven't, I would like to make a motion that Sister City accept to identify with this program at WSSU because it's I think it's very good for us. And another thing that for us to consider is that we should find some way for Sister City International be talking about a budget of $200 and things like that. That's way gonna beneath us. And so the only way to improve on that, let us start putting some program in place, fundraising program. The city, I mean, the opportunity is so wide, and we want to try to undertake this kind of effort. I know we will have the support of the city and the residents of this great city. So let us think about events, either one or two. We started some time ago, and we were having dinner and something that I think a yearly thing. Because of the COVID, of course, we stopped that. But we can resume and start some fundraising event to make the community know who we are and think, bring speaker in and stuff, have an event at this convention center, wherever it is, but we need to start doing that so that at least when we making financial report, we'll be talking about 1,000 and in million, not the $200. We're too big for that. So, but first thing on the that I'd like to make is that motion that we should accept to support this one program, the international program, the SSU. That's my motion.
We don't have enough people though to vote on that.
Oh, we don't.
I mean, it's a good idea. I'm all for it, but
Yes,
don't we
do.
need a certain number of people?
Yes, we do. We've got 6 people.
How many people are-
what is the constitutional requirement for quorum?
We got 6 people here out of 11.
No, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's
We have-
actually showing 7 participants here.
One of them is Larry. So what you got is you got me, Michael, Olu, Wendy, James, and
5
Lejeune.
people.
And
Oh,
Lejeune.
6. I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't see Lejeune.
Yeah, we have 7 here, so we can vote.
Okay, I didn't see Lejeune. I'm sorry.
So that's my motion. My motion is on the floor. If I can get a second, I'd like to move that we sponsor this event.
Second,
So your motion is what again? To sponsor the event?
Yeah, well, sponsor or participate in the event.
Yeah,
But
if you-
I like the word sponsor because as a sister city, and we're talking about international program, sister city should play a larger part of that. And Ms. Wen, I don't know what it takes for the sponsorship, but I think she mentioned like $100 or something like that. I think we can do that, you know. But I think sponsorship, excuse me,
I'll tell you what.
Ms. Wen,
Yeah, like a financial support is that do we still have the capacity to support?
Don't worry about that.
yes.
Yeah, don't
Yes.
what is the requirement for sponsorship?
worry. $200.
$200.
Yeah, folks, I think sister city. I mean, we shouldn't on a what I call ourselves. I think we can step to that plate. I mean, it's our name. We gotta
I'll tell you what. Wait a minute. Whoa. I'll tell you what.
Okay.
As of this moment, I will donate 100.
There you go. You see that? You see that?
Yeah. I would donate 50 myself.
There you go.
Who else? Anybody else?
I donate 25.
How much?
I donate 25.
So now we got 175. Michael, Lejeune.
I'll do 25. I'll do 25.
So now we
We got
have
200.
200. So all in
Thank you
favor
very
that we
much.
should, all in favor that we should sponsor the International Week with $200, say aye.
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 All opposed, likewise. We're done.
There you go.
Now, before we move on, what I am going to do is I'm going to ask Wendy or somebody, we're going to put together a listing of all these other things with Buchanan City and everything of projects we ought to see about moving ahead on. And we're not talking any money, of course, and put it out there and let everybody vote on it. And then we'll decide what else we're going to look at. So
And for the agenda, do you have idea who's able to bring some idea to demonstrate it to the student on campus culturally? I know you have.
Wendy, if I may,
Mhm.
I will be
Dr.
consulting. I will be consulting with Olu on this.
Sure.
And we can get back to the Liberian organization of the Piedmont. I think this is a very good program, and we are going to be, Olu and I were going to be suggesting to the organization to see if we can also do sponsorship. That's one. Two, we are looking at November 14th. Is that November 14th or 15th?
15.
Okay, I don't know if we have, and LOP is not going to be meeting until that time. Perhaps we can make some way around that. Only I can get with the president about that. But
There's something like the faculty like a planning committee think about it. Yeah, because we offer 5 languages. We offer Chinese, Portuguese, Swahili, Spanish, and French. So other than that 5 language, we have a student, we have a faculty member, an activity, and if you represent or somebody can represent the certain language. I mean, the African continent got so many language varieties and so many cultural, like subcultural things. So if you can demonstrate this kind of a diverse cultural things and show to the students, show to the campus, that's a purpose to engage everybody to know, the diverse of the word.
Okay.
Yeah, even we just offer Swahili, but there are other language, right?
Yeah.
Other language spoken in Africa continent. And I mean, as HBC University, and all students should know about the variety of the word and the culture.
Okay. Why don't we, James, if you and Wendy can get together, and maybe Olu, and come up with some ideas.
Yeah, you can send me some ideas, and we can find a time to.
Yeah, Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me add this real quickly, and I know for the sake of time here, but I too am a graduate of Winston-Salem State University, and I also have a motivation business. It's called Olu Brown Motivations, and I like to identify with this event as well, whether it be in the form of a sponsor. I also have some art from Liberia, like wooden arts and other kind of arts that people can touch and feel and see. And I don't know if that would be possible, but we can talk offline from this after this meeting and see where I can be any assistance to the program or sponsor, or just identify with the program in some way.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me move on because we're running out of time. SC bylaw. Who wrote that down?
Can I talk about the summit for a second, please?
Yes, please do, but we're running out of time, guys.
Yeah, I know, but
this has been great.
well, it's a week-long summit. The theme of it is transforming SCI Africa, honoring traditions while creating new partnerships. And in some of the days leading up to it, there's some symposiums. There's a symposium with Wits University in Johannesburg, and there is a African Center for the Study of the United States. And as part of that, they were requesting abstracts for papers, and I actually submitted an abstract, and it was accepted. And I'll tell you, the subject is sister city relationships and African educational opportunities. And this is a real short paragraph, but it says, this paper highlights 3 sister cities international programs furthering educational opportunities and discussions within African communities. It will review partnerships, individuals impacted by the programs, program deliverables, and program cost considerations. It will also address some multidisciplinary aspects of the programs. The paper's goal is to provide a framework for innovative global education models. And I think, I mean, along the line of what we've been talking about, here's an opportunity for Winston-Salem, like Winston-Salem State and even Wake Forest, to collaborate on some things related to, I have some, and Olu and I were going to talk about some things related to farming, but I was going to include Winston-Salem as one of the cities to look at. There's also a program in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, that works with computers, and that's been very successful. And then Scottsdale has a program with a city in Kenya, and I'm going to highlight that. But I wanted to put that out there and see if there's might be some way, you know, to get some input from Wake Forest and Winston-Salem State and discuss some of these issues that are, you know, I mean, because even in that part of the world, China, and we have that relationship with Moldova, and all of this is being impacted. And there are some discussions. There's actually going to be a mayor's summit as part of it, and they're sending some letters out to different mayors, so Mayor Joyner will get something related to it as well. But there are opportunities to sponsor different sessions. There are medical sessions and computer sessions and economic development. And so that's my real quick discussion about that. And you know, I just wanted to put that out. I can send you the sheet that gives a little bit more detail.
Yeah, please do.
Hey, Michael, a quick question. Would the program be, since it's happening in Johannesburg, will that be on Zoom or some kind of platform that we can see, that other sister cities can see around the world?
I'm not sure about that. I'm actually planning to go, but I'm assuming that there will be parts of it that can be that will be available to other people.
Guys, let me, Wendy, can you scroll
Oh, look,
down
can
a
we
little
talk
bit?
after?
Yeah, sure. Give me a call.
What's underneath other?
No,
Keep going
we
down.
don't have anything. Other is like if
Oh,
any
okay.
other people wanted to make
Gotcha.
any announcement.
What was the SC bylaws?
Sister city by law, because Michael did some like minor change. This is a
There
new
were some
law.
references to Board of Aldermans in there, and I changed it to City Council and that kind
Yes,
of
this
thing.
is a kind of
Why
a
don't you send a
current version.
send a little note to Wendy about it? We can add
It's
that
in
on.
that link. She's included the
Oh,
link
okay,
there.
good.
Yeah, the link.
We
Yeah.
can send that out and get everybody else to approve on it. We'll send everything out.
Did,
A moment.
Guys,
did I make a discussion on the number 2 before I came on? Or was it talk about what?
the historical marker,
Yeah, did already address that?
Wait a
that's for
moment.
next year, right?
Yeah, that's next year, but I see it on the agenda. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know, but anyways, yeah, we can deal with that a little bit later. If you don't mind.
Okay.
All right, anything else, guys? Because we're right at the hour,
Mhm.
and I know, what's his name too, Larry Bell wants to.
Quick,
Yeah.
10 seconds, please. We have number 5 there where we have Sister City bylaws. This is my take. I think with the bylaws being updated as Michael has done, with the little changes that was made, that not only, but we start taking the bylaws a little bit seriously and adhere to the guidelines of the bylaws to govern the sister city. For example, some of the things that I noticed, like I think it's November that we're supposed to have elections and those kind of things. If not this year, but we need to start looking at it and really start having those things that the bylaws say we should have in the time manner that we should have it, so that we could be able to adhere to our bylaws.
Yeah, I think what we do, because we're really, I mean, I could see what we've done tonight. This is probably the best meeting we've had in a long, long time. I mean, it's phenomenal. We've gotten more done this evening. And now we put all of these programs together and let everybody vote on them and see if they want us to move forward with the Liberia Buchanan City. And then from there, I mean, this thing's going to go wide open, guys. So you're right. But I think what we have to do is, going forward, look at the fact that we start from January 1 and then move on. You know what I'm saying? Yes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, everybody's shaking their head. It'd be nice if you said yes, because we're recording it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
If you
Yes.
can
Yes.
wrap up the
Okay.
meeting, that would be good. And the Zoom
One
will
last-
be closed shortly.
One last thing before we go. Lei Zhang, if you would not mind, could you do some checking with sister cities and see about the artwork show for this year?
For the art shows. So
Yes.
for art show this year, do you have any information?
Maybe Michael might have. If maybe you and Michael can get together.
Okay. Yes, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have
I don't know that
information,
it's
we
been
can do that.
announced. I don't know that the theme has been announced yet.
I don't think so either. Anyways, we'll put together, everybody's going to get a copy of tonight's meeting so that you can see everything we spoke about. And then we'll put together a grouping of the different projects we want to do or look at doing for Liberia and everything. And then from there, we can meet in November and be ready to start the new year. Any other questions?
Yes, what's the channel for this donation that the pledge we just made? How do we pay?
You better get some money in there right away because
Where?
things know. Oh, you can go to True Liant Federal Credit Union.
So should it go to Wendy since she's, I mean, can it go directly to her instead of me having to do something like
Yeah.
No.
Or why don't I, okay,
You
take
have to write a
200.
check, my friend.
You want to have
I don't even know that I have checking. Well, we can talk about it, but
Do you have
we're saying
checks?
I don't.
Call True Liant, tell them you need some checks, and then write her a check for that.
Okay, and then people will give money to me and I can deposit it to replenish.
I'll take mine I'll take it down to the bank and put it in. Mine.
Okay, that's fine.
Because it's under Winston-Salem Sister Cities. So I'll be more than happy to, I'll just put it in the bank. Or if you want to put your address or whatever, these guys can send it to you, whatever you want to do. But you'll have 100 in there by tomorrow.
Margaret, do you have a Cash App?
I have, well, not, do I personally have one? Or
Well,
through
I guess wondering how to get the money to you. That's what I'm asking.
Zelle? You can use Zelle. I use Zelle.
Okay, I can use a Zelle.
I'll send it in an email.
Get with me. Okay, yeah, or you can put it in the chat room. Well.
Okay.
All right.
Same here. I'll get it to you, Michael.
Okay.
I'm old fashioned. I'll put it in the bank.
Okay, again, I really appreciate on behalf of the department and on behalf of the planning committee, and thank you for the great support from Winston-Salem Sister City and for our event. We definitely will include the content on our Sister City website and put a logo on the flyer. And each of you, if you have a great idea, don't hesitate to share with me, and I will put it like into agenda, say what time and in what way, and we engage to work the event out. Thank you.
I would need your I would need your contact number or your contact information.
I'll send it in an email. I will send it in an email.
And Wendy, I just put my name and telephone number in the chat, so you can be able to reach me.
Okay, let me write it down.
Okay, thank you guys. We'll meet just before Thanksgiving. I think we'll probably try to meet before Thanksgiving in November. And but anyways, man, thank you for tonight. It's been phenomenal. It's been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
God
take care,
bless you
everyone.
guys.